Lone Ridge Griffons. This is Hula, and today we're going to show you how to trim up your Griff's ears and neaten up her face and legs. This is something that I would do about a month before a show, which we are about a month away from a show. And I also do it regularly because I like to keep up their appearance. Okay, so I'll start with her head. Spray her down. She has quite a bit of furnishings, which is good. I would rather have a lot than not very many. And they're one of the things that gives the Griff its look, so furnishings are very important. But if they're too abundant, you might need to do some work to thin them out a little bit so that her face and expression aren't lost in a big sea of hair, kind of hidden, you know. Okay, I'll start with her ears. I like to trim the ear even with the flesh of the ear leather. Hers has been trimmed, but it's about a quarter to maybe a ½ inch away from the leather of her ear. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that up with scissors. Now, especially if you're going to use scissors to do any kind of trimming, you definitely want to do that at least a month before you go to a show, so it has time to grow out, in case you make any errors or it doesn't have the look you were hoping. Give it a little time to grow out. But if you're just going to use a stripping comb, something like that, you can do right even the day of the show. Okay, so we always want to trim in the direction that the hair grows. So start from the base of the ear and trim up. So I'll start here with the back, and I take my fingers and lay them along the flesh to make sure that I don't cut into that when I'm trimming. Just cutting along the edge of the ear. I'm using a pair of curved scissors, which I like to use for this because it keeps from getting any like jagged edges on the ear. It's not really what these are intended for, which I think is to cut those round tufts of hair that you see on poodles. This is how I use them. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to do some more work to it with other tools. Then in order to be working, you know, downward, I'm going to bend over like this. So we're really looking forward to going to our show the first weekend in April. We're going to go to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and really looking forward to seeing friends and dogs that we haven't seen for a while. At least one of Hula's litter mates will be there at the show, and her dad will be there, so that's always fun. In our breed, we kind of try to get in touch with each other, people who are showing, and encourage other people to go to certain shows so that we have a large enough entry that we can get some points. And then we usually try to all go out to dinner together at least one time during the show, which is a lot of fun. And it's kind of a cool thing to go to different towns and try to eat in a, you know, not a chain restaurant, but a kind of a cool local restaurant. That is one of the fun parts of dog showing. Just the socializing for humans. Okay, so they're trimmed up pretty close to the edge. And the next thing I'm going to do is go in with my thinning shears and try to make these cuts not look so much like cuts. Kind of texturizing. So I don't want her to have too much hair on her ears to where it's overpowering. And then the last thing I do is use the stripping comb and go over it again. And this tool doesn't leave any marks if you use it right, and can be used, you know, right up to the day of the show to do a few little touch-ups. But obviously you want to have most of your grooming done before you get there. You've got to do a lot of preparation before the show if you hope to have a good outcome. All right, so there's one ear. Now move over to the other side and do this one. Okay. Here. Would you sit, please? It is 9 below zero here in Wyoming today, so definitely a stay inside day. That is just the air temperature. With the wind chill, it's 30 below. So I'm not planning any outdoor activities today. And I have to be careful, you know, with the dogs. They could get frostbite pretty quickly in temperatures like these. All right. So again, I'm going to cut in the direction that the hair grows. So we start at the base of the ear and just lay that line down with your fingers to make sure we're not hurting the flesh. Hula, come here. Sit. Good. Okay. What are you doing? Come here. And this is something that can take a while to do. So I may not be able to get to her feet and things today. She's already kind of getting restless on me. Here. And it's tough when she hasn't been able to be exercised outside because of the weather. So sometimes my plans have to be adapted. So this will be Hula's first opportunity to earn points at a dog show. She's shown in beginner puppy, just for 4 to 6 month old puppies, but there are no points awarded for those classes. Blanche, you be quiet. And I've entered her in the Bred by Exhibitor puppy, which I'm super excited. It's my first time being able to enter the Bred by class. When you first start showing, you enter your dog in what we call the classes. So there are age breakdowns. There's 6 to 9 month puppy, 9 to 12 month puppy. There's open, American bred, Bred by Exhibitor, which we're going to go in. And if I were entering a puppy that I hadn't bred, I would go into the age group. And I also show as an owner handler. Come here. So I check off the owner handler box on the entry. So from the classes is where the dogs earn the points toward the championships. And the amount of points you can get is based on the number of dogs who are at the show in your breed. So that's why we try to get other people with Griffs to go to the shows. I really think it's important for someone who is thinking about breeding to be out and about and involved in activities like showing, NAVDA, and other things that give them an opportunity to see other Griffs. So you can see what's out there, how they compare to your dogs, you know. Maybe make a decision about a dog you would like to use in your breeding program. So that's the ear trim. Looks pretty good. It's pretty simple, just takes a little bit of practice. And I will come back at another time trimming up the rest of her. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.